Welcome to this week's episode of the Exchange Zone podcast, the bridge between sports and life, where we talk to former collegiate, world-class, and professional athletes about the lessons they learned competing that they use in their life right now. Yo, welcome to the Exchange Zone podcast, the bridge between sports and life. You know, in the Exchange Zone, we don't drop this. If we drop this and hear this, we are disqualified, and champions don't drop the baton. In our podcast today, we have the marvelous, the wonderful, world-renowned Charles Hayes. Y'all might know him as Chuck, the Chuckwagon. Chuck, thank you, man, for taking time to be part of this. Thank you in advance for the knowledge you're going to share. I know you are a brilliant thinker, a brilliant mind. Outside of being an athlete, you just are a good person and a great thinker who's caused me to think about things, just talking to you and reading the things you're doing, man. It's just great. So I appreciate you taking time out of your super busy schedule to join us today. And we're excited to have you here.
Man, thanks for having me, man. Yeah, bro, this is a great concept. I love the don't drop the baton because, yeah, once that falls, man, a lot of things can stop. So
everything stop. You are done. You disqualified, and we know we have to make adjustments, do the things we can to keep that thing moving.
Yeah, absolutely. You can bobble the baton, but you can't drop it.
You can bobble it, yeah, but you cannot. Disqualification, man. It's I don't know how you recover from that. I don't know how you recover from that.
Absolutely, man.
So Chuck, we know you as a basketball player, as a great thinker, but tell us about your sports history. People know you from, your KY and the NBA days, but tell us about your sports history a little bit, and what your favorite sport is.
Yeah, my sports history, man. I played the three major sports, basketball, football, and baseball. And growing up, my favorite sport was baseball. That was my first love, man. And it was something about putting the ball to the bat, and just the mano a mano between you and the pitcher. I guess I got my competitive nature from those sequences. And yeah, then football came, and then basketball came later, and I played them all. I had a dream early, like really big in my growing up in my career, that I wanted to make it in some kind of professional sport.
Okay.
So pick anyone. I was try my best to be competitive and be one of the best at it. But I played baseball all the way up. Baseball was my only sport I played from 5 years old until I was 15. No, it was my only sport I played from 5 years old to 14.
Okay.
That's all I played was baseball.
Wow.
And then 14 came basketball and football. And then baseball left at 15, and then it was just football and basketball.
Okay.
And then basketball left at 16. I was like, man, I'm focusing on basketball.
No, football.
So, you say what?
I think you said basketball left. I think football left at
15. No. Yeah, football. Yeah. Football left at 16. My fault.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it was all three sports at 14, 15 baseball left, 16 football left. And then at 16 years old, I was like, yeah, it's the NBA. That's the league I wanna shoot for. And then baseball, man, I was a catcher. I started growing. So my knees started to bother me a little bit.
Yeah.
And then football, they put me at tight end and wide receiver. And then once again, they ain't gonna tackle me up top.
Yeah.
They're going straight for my legs.
Yeah.
And then when I was 16 years old, my junior year in high school, Roy Williams came down to my college from Lawrence, Kansas University. And that's when I realized, like, okay, I'm not playing football no more. If I got Roy Williams coming to watch me practice.
Yeah.
So basketball was where it's at. And then, yeah, man, growing up. And then I knew I was taking a risk because naturally, football and baseball was probably my best sports. It was just, yeah, like baseball, man, I could still go to the cages to this day. And then football, if you see my family size, I look like a football player.
Yeah.
You know, like I was in my genetics, the football, I could have been okay in football, but it was something about the ball and the hoop and a team sport and just yeah, man. And then at that time, I think Jordan he had just left for the second time. And then
Okay.
I was starting to get into college sports. And then yeah, man, it was just and then I went to a camp in 2000 when I just turned 17. I went to
Okay.
a camp in 2000 and Kobe Bryant spoke at this camp. And I was like, yeah, this is where I want to be. So, and then after that, the college and then the pro. And then, yeah, man, I think I made a good choice. But at a young age, at 5 years old, brother, I had a dream that I was going to be a pro in something. I just didn't know what yet.
And you mentioned a word in there, something I think our audience needs to understand. This idea of being in sports that collegiate, even beyond that, there's this competitiveness that's in you. And I don't know if you have to be competitive to be in sports or you're in sports because you're competitive, but you're a competitive dude.
Yes.
You have been, you had to be to get to where you were. Uh, and this idea of in competition, are you still competitive? I think I know the answer to that. And then what do you do to scratch that competitive itch to keep the competitive to get your juices flowing? Because
Oh,
I mean, there's nothing like the lights. The lights are out of control. But
yeah, yeah,
we do things now as we age out of
yeah.
what's that. So what do we do? What do we do now, Chuck? To
Well, it's funny you say that because I'm like you said, I'm such a deep thinker, man. I'm still competitive to this day, but now my competition is more mental than physical.
okay,
Like as a kid growing up playing these sports, I can show you I can be competitive by how aggressive I was on defense, how much I talked, my offensive motor. Like I can show you that,
all
right?
right,
Here at this stage now, nah, I gotta show you mentally.
ooh,
And the mental part is verbiage, it's preparation, it's insight, and it's a lot of experiences. And some experiences don't go in your favor. And if they don't go in your favor, you can poke at it or you can get competitive, like, all right, I see what it is now. Let me change some stuff up. So yeah, the competitive nature still hasn't gone anywhere. And just to shed some light, like I just interviewed for a job with the Denver Nuggets back in June to be the vice president. And I didn't get it. I was down to the last two. And lightweight, it kind of pissed me off. Where I'm now, I'm like, nah, let me get back in the lab.
yeah,
Let me now see what a formal interview is like for a high position.
yeah.
Oh, okay, let me go back and prepare myself. And yeah, let me prepare myself so when that next opportunity comes, there's no holes. I'm checking every box. Now it just comes down to personality, I guess, and I think I can do that. So
Two things you and I want to deal with both of them. Let's go with the struggles first. Let's deal with the struggles. Then we're going to come back and talk about a little bit about preparation. So in seasons of struggle, and as competitors, it's like winning, or like my roommate put on my door, my first track meet. He said, if you didn't come in first, you were a loser. And what a great guy he is, of course. But in those seasons where it seems like struggle. How did you overcome them then? And what did you learn on the court or on the field or on the diamond that helps you deal with the struggles or that when things don't seem to go our way now?
yeah, like well, how I dealt with it as a player, the struggles, whenever I had struggles on the court. Well, one, the struggle, it kind of goes to the mental part. It's a sense of confidence,
Okay.
right? Um, you can't lose that. And the times I've struggled on the court, the confidence faded. The confidence faded because somebody else. It's like you get to a point where, and I think all athletes go through this. You get to a point you get so competitive, you want to win, and you've always been validated through a coach's playing time or a coach's belief in you.
Right. Right.
But all it takes is that one coach to kind of shake it a little bit. And here comes the struggle. Now it's like they say, it's between the ears. I had a couple of coaches that shook me up a little bit. And first, it was in college. Um, I wanted to go home. Being from California, going to school all the way out in Kentucky, I was like, man, I didn't come all the way out here to sit the bench.
Yeah.
But I just kept working at it. I remember the foundation I had with my parents and my high school coach, and things worked in my favor. I get to the league. Well, I don't get drafted. I get to the league through the undrafted route. I go through the G League. You know, it's like, man, is this ever going to happen? So I think the struggles come with the, I guess that's a lack of confidence, but I think the lack of confidence happens when somebody doesn't validate you that's threw off your routine of something that you've always had your whole life. So, yeah.
And so now you use that same energy, that same mindset, that same competitiveness. I need to change my mental approach. I'm gonna get back.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned that I'm gonna get back in the lab and make sure that I've done everything that I can do to make
Absolutely.
sure that all the boxes are checked. So that same kind of mentality, work your way up from the G League, work your way up through the undrafted process, now getting here. Because
Now getting here.
not many people like you in the positions that you're in
Yeah.
now. Uh,
Yeah. Like even the interview I had with the Nuggets, like them telling me, oh, Chuck, I'm sorry, we're gonna go a different route. Oh, you ain't shaking me now, dog. You just really you hit a nerve.
right.
You hit a nerve. It lets me know that I'm that much closer. Okay, cool. I appreciate it.
So then this idea, you say I'm getting back in the lab, which is a form of preparation. So
Yes.
you had to prepare to play in the league. So you take that same what's your mindset or your approach to preparation that, and I'm guessing it's cross functional. It goes across the court and even in the positions you're in now.
Yes. So this is where the preparation comes in. And it's different. I think I think this is why the podcast is so great. Um, the preparation on the court, it's repetition, right?
Okay.
Repetition of weightlifting, training, conditioning, shots, same thing, right? That's easy. Like, okay, I can do that. I can tighten that up. This repetition comes with no. You got to pick up the phone and call the correct resources and build that relationship. That's your lab. It's making a phone call to certain resources. Like I called my buddy. I called John Lucas. Um, Houston, one of the Houston pioneers of basketball out there.
Yeah.
Like, hey, how can I go about this interview better? Because
Wow.
he's done a ton of them, right?
Yeah.
I called a professor. His name is Sam Hinkie. He's a professor and he teaches. I forgot what he teaches. He teaches something at Stanford.
Okay.
But Sam Hinkie was the GM who drafted Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons and started the whole trust the process slogan in Philadelphia.
I feel it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
He was the GM that started that whole process, but I know him through when he was with the Rockets as an assistant GM. And him and I, in my first 6 years with the Rockets. So when it came down to this interview, I was like, hey, I had this interview. What do you think? He sends me a whole spreadsheet and then we go have lunch. But this is my lab now. It has nothing to do with running on the treadmill. It has nothing to do. This is my lab now. And then part of my lab is I gotta project what jobs are gonna be open. Yo, who knows that owner? Like there's a this is part of my lab. I know there's a certain job that could be open. So I'll call one of my former teammates who's still in the league right now. Hey, are you cool with that owner?
Yeah.
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 Hey, do you do me a favor, put my bug in his ear, you know. How often do y'all talk, man? I talk to him all the time. This is my preparation.
The
And
network.
it's the network, bro.
Network, man.
That's my preparation now. That's my lab now to get myself prepared.
It's amazing the networks we can build in sports that spillover is not even the right word, but that directly impact our lives once our athletic careers are over. And I don't think people really understand how important that'd be. The people you're playing with, the people even in youth, T-ball, whatever, they could be the next CEO, the next president, the next whatever. and
1,000%.
and establishing those networks, help. I mean, it can change the trajectory of what you're trying to do for sure.
1,000%. And that's what at this stage, once like your baton in quote unquote, like once you're as in your athletic career, once your baton stop, you have to figure it out in different avenues. Well,
Right.
once my ball stopped dribbling, yeah,
Yeah.
I had to figure it out. And this is me learning. And it took a while.
Yeah.
It took a while, but I've learned a lot over the last 4 years. It's just like, okay, I can do this. I just gotta change some things, or even psychologically, man, it's so crazy. Also, preparation is like, dude, I still want to stay in shape, you know,
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, we got to put on a suit.
We need to look the part,
We
and
got to look the part.
we got young boys who they just can't roll us over like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So that's still part of the lab. That's still part of preparation. That's still part of like, because when I do sit in front of across that table, I want to look my best physically, mentally, intellectually,
Right.
across the board.
I think Coach Prime said, "You look good, you feel good, you play good," and the play is not on the field now. The play is in the room,
It's
at
in
the
the room,
at the boardroom.
at the
So,
boardroom.
so if you had to tell yourself, you mentioned, some things now that you didn't do 4 years ago. If you had to talk to yourself, even if it was when you were competing, what is something, from a leadership standpoint, from even a networking standpoint, a relationship standpoint, that you would tell yourself now that you didn't know then that may be able to help somebody else?
Oh man, it's a lot of things I wish I would have did over the summer in my off season.
Okay.
That like there's so many conventions, there's so many seminars, and I wish I would have taken a little bit more like tighten up my lens on the front office. When I was playing, I thought I was on coach.
Okay.
I was like, man, give me a clipboard. I can do this. This is easy. Like
Yeah.
I think the game, I can see the game. I wish I would have tightened up my lens a little bit more on the front office relationships. I had the one I told you about.
Yeah.
Actually, I had two that I still talk to this day. But even in my time in Toronto, even my time in Sacramento, and I didn't realize how many people in the front office knew so much about me, and I didn't know anything about them. And it's like, wait, hold on, man. You got the scope, you got the drop on me if you want to,
Right.
But
Wow. Yeah.
as I'm a player, when I'm 22 to 32 years old, I'm not thinking of that.
Right.
I'm not thinking that. I'm living in like one of my best friends used to say, man, Chuck, you live in fantasy world, man. And I was like, I used to be offended by it sometimes, but it really was a fantasy. I was living a dream,
Yeah.
So, but I wish I would have took a closer lens at front office. And then this is in they will I wish I would have done this now that I know. There's an owners meeting every year in Chicago.
Okay.
And all you have to do is ask, can you go? All you have to do is ask. All you have to do is they won't tell you those. All you got to do is just ask, and they'll okay, and just take one person and be like, "Well, Chuck, you should do this." They've got this big thing. Like there's this big thing I'm going to next summer. I just found out there's a big, huge NBA salary cap seminar in New Orleans, and the dude who's doing it, he's had it for the last 12 years in New Orleans, and that's a nothing but a drive away and a quick flight away from Houston.
Right.
But if you don't ask, they won't tell you. So
Yeah.
I wish I would have asked the right questions to the right people in the front office, because the people in the front office, and from my experiences, they're that closer to the CEO, and the CEO is that closer to the owner, and the owners, they're all friends. They all hang out.
Yeah. It's a small group, a very small private society.
It's a private like one. Think about it. There's 30 NBA teams.
God.
That's 30 owners, and we can go NFL. That's 32. So now we got 62 owners. Then we go like in MLB. So that's 90 some owners. And they all in the same city. And there's potentially 90 billionaires. And that's like you said, and just in our three major sports alone.
Right.
And it's such a small circle, man. And everybody knows somebody.
Everybody does, and I'm glad that you have some people that you can reach out to. But what is something that you've learned from one of the people who've poured into you that maybe you weren't expecting? Maybe you lose, or you think about it now that you didn't understand then. I mean, you've had coaches since you said you've been doing it since 5, and so there's some things that I think lessons we learned that we may appreciate, may not appreciate, may recognize, may not recognize.
My college coach, Tubby Smith, he told me about sacrifice. Um, he was one of 17 kids, and he also it's funny. He was telling me this as a 19-year-old, but I don't, coach. It's not resonating with me right now.
Yeah,
I got Ole Miss coming up. I got the study hall. It's not resonating with me right now. He was teaching us about sacrifice, and he taught us the business part through yelling at us, getting on the line. And what he said was, "You're messing up my livelihood." And we were like, "What? You driving a Cadillac? You got a Rolex?"
right,
At 19 and 20 years old, we thought it was such a selfish remark. We're like, "Man, you're good. We the one over here struggling." But
right,
I get what he's talking about.
yeah,
Now that I'm in this space, like quote unquote, in my job now, my job is relied on those guys performing well, just like a college coach or
yeah,
NBA coach.
yeah,
If those guys don't perform well, ownership's like, "Hey, coach, what's going on?" Coach gonna be like, "Well, I didn't bring these players." Okay, Mike, Chuck, what's going on?
yeah.
So now, that's one thing that my college coach resonated with me. And then I've learned this from actually, I just learned this. I learned this from my high school coach and my high school coach and my first boss in the front office. I learned this from them both, and they both taught me about this is pretty. Both taught me about vulnerability. Like
Okay,
to be a leader, sometimes you got to be vulnerable.
okay,
You got to be vulnerable. You got to be flexible. You got to show that you don't know it all. You got to show a little bit of like slippage on your part, just so other people, when you do speak, they can relate to you. But like, oh, okay,
ooh,
you are normal. You're not a Mister Know It All. But my high school coach
good.
was a lot
That's
like this.
good.
But I didn't realize I didn't realize my high school coach was a lot like that until my first boss in Denver in the front office. He will flat out tell you, if I don't know, I don't know. He is not, and to remind you, this is the guy who brought in Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray. Right now, he's the president for the Minnesota Timberwolves with Anthony Edwards and that crew over there. And he will flat out tell you,
I don't.
no, I don't. If I don't know, I don't know. And those are some of the things I've learned along my way from my college coach, my high school coach, and my first boss I had in Denver back in 2016.
Wow. I don't. You don't have to know it all.
Yeah, he's always said this thing. His name is Tim Conley. He always says this thing. He goes, "Look, I'm gonna follow the rules. You guys find the exception." And it's like I can't like you. If you guys find the exception, okay, bet, cool. I'm going with you. But if you're uncertain, then I gotta follow the rules, and then just let you know that I don't want to bend or break the rule. Let me just go this route, and it kind of makes sense. I was like, you know what? I understand where he's coming from because he could easily punt it, and be like, no, I'm gonna do what I want to do.
And so the that sounds like a whole nother team. I mean, it's a team aspect that you've taken from you used to baseball and football and court now to now because you have to
Yeah.
have everybody has to have their role. And
Yes.
so, do you see life now as since you're off, your career's over, but do you see it? How is the team perspective? Is it the same or is it different now than what it was then?
It's the same. All this it all trickles down, man. It's no different. They're like the values you have now, the vision you have now, the discipline, everything, the same in college, the same in high school, the same in little league. The only difference is money. That's it, man.
That's
That
right.
it's the financial piece. The higher you get up, the more of the financial piece plays a part. But the basis and the foundation of it, it's the same thing. The same thing that we're teaching these pros now, my baseball coaches were teaching me at 5, 6 years old.
Yeah.
It's no different. It's funny. I say this because I was telling you, we did an event the other day, and they were talking about the NIL and how do we fight that landscape, and it's really hard with these parents. And I remember when I told these coaches, I was like, "Look, don't forget, like you guys were the first influencers.
Yeah.
It ain't the streamer, it ain't the TikToker.
Right.
The coaches were the first influencers. So
Absolutely.
they you still play a part. So even in this space now, when these players are sitting there struggling, I'm part of the influence now that can help these kids. If it's not with the Warriors, it can be with the next team.
Yeah.
But let me make sure my vision and then my delivery and my tone and volume, whatever I tell these players, is something that I've learned along the way from college, high school coach, little league baseball coaches.
And it's part of you giving back, but it
Yeah,
also still helps you in your marketplace now. I mean, it's amazing.
yeah.
We can recall now that we're a little bit more seasoned that we can appreciate that we have.
Right now that season, yeah, 1,000. The appreciation goes a long way, man. But it takes time. When we're young, man, we don't see it. We don't see
Yeah.
it, and now it's like when we talk to these kids about the exchange, and it's funny so this is where the vulnerability comes in. Sometimes you got to expose yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes you got to expose yourself just so they can be like, "Wait, you did what? Yeah,
Yeah. Yes.
one
Yes.
thousand, 1,000%. Now that
Yeah.
I got your attention, let me tell you about this game."
Right. Right.
You know?
And one of the things that we talk about in the baton is what you do impacts more than just you.
Yes,
The decisions you make as a you're in your role now, it impacts the other players, the front office, the other owners, I mean, because so if you drop it, it's not just you, it's
not just you.
a lot of people that are so
Yeah,
in that what motivates you now? I mean, I know you said you want to get
yeah,
where you're trying to get, but what motivates you?
man. Uh, you know what, man? What motivates me, and I just told this to the last group, and I told this to your brother years ago. Man, my pops still motivate me to this day, man. My dad still motivates me to this day. My oldest son still motivates me to this day. Because my oldest son motivates me because I've never been a father to an 18-year-old. So
Yeah,
I'm still trying to figure it out.
figure
And then
that
when he turns 19, I'm still trying to figure that
figure
part
it out.
out.
Yeah,
Right. And
yeah,
then my pop motivates me because yeah, this still resonates. And I told this to the group when I was interviewing him. My dad told me at 18 years old, man, he was like, "You got my last name, don't you embarrass me." And I remember I was right here at this airport in San Francisco. He was getting my bags. He told me that. I was like, "Man, give me my bags." So I was like, "I've never embarrassed you." In my head, I'm thinking, "I've never embarrassed you before. Why would I do it now?"
yeah,
But as I got older, I didn't realize, hold on, I represent not only him, I represent a lot of people. Like you said, it affects everybody.
yeah,
I represent a lot of people. And as I've gotten older, it motivates me to do right. I mean, somebody's out there bragging on me. A friend, a family, a close associate, kids. Somebody, oh, I know Mr. Chuck. Da, da,
yeah,
da.
yeah,
No, I don't want somebody to come back to him like, "Hey, I heard you're Mr. Chuck. He did da 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 da."
yeah.
Nah, man. It's about who I represent, who kind of that motivates me to where I want to go. And where I want to go is, I still have my goals that I got to prepare for. And if I ever get to that goal, like my son's friends, they be like, "Hey, Mr. Chuck, he's now the president of the Pacers. I know him." And they'll be like, "No, you don't." "Yeah, I do."
Yeah.
Like even some of my friends, even my son's friends, I'll get a random FaceTime from one of his friends. And I'm like, why are you FaceTiming me? He goes, can you let them know I know you? And it'll show me, show the phone. Yes, how y'all doing, man? That's my nephew. All
Yeah.
right, but that right there gives me motivation. It's like somebody's bragging on me. So,
So when you were playing, every day is not peaches and cream, and I'm sure now every day is not optimal. Every day is not. So what are some things you do to get yourself going? To
ooh, I did that today. It's funny you say that because we're starting to pick up. Like we're starting to pick our work is starting to pick up. We got training camp coming up in 2 weeks, and so I'm already looking at trade targets. Like today, I bust open the laptop. I go over every team and their financial flexibility or financial restraint, and what player fits us. And I got through about 10 teams today, and I was like, okay, my brain's getting fried. But I will go through every team because when we have a pro scouting meeting in 3 weeks, and I'm in that meeting, I got to be prepared, yo. And when we sit there deliberate, yo, who should we at the beginning of the season? Who should we focus on? Who should we target? What teams? There you go. Hey Chuck, you got any names for us? Here you go. So it's funny you say that. I was just doing that today because yeah, I started off with Atlanta was the first team, and I got all the way to Denver or Dallas, one of the two, and I was like, all right, well, I'll start the rest of it tomorrow. But yeah, that's just me doing my homework, man.
that preparation is, and I guess that's what keeps people elevated. You got to be ready. The young folks say you don't have to get ready if you stay ready.
Stay, yeah, you stay
Yeah,
ready.
get ready.
Right?
All right,
Absolutely.
we about to start wrapping this up. We appreciate it. Couple questions, then a couple quick hits. If somebody followed you around, spend a day with you, what would they be surprised by?
Uh, Probably my love for music.
Okay.
Like I'm a big music head across the board, and they'll probably get bored because depending on my mood, I will play one song for like 30 minutes straight.
Really?
Yeah, no, I,
Hey,
I I will play one song because I don't know what it is. It just puts me. I don't want to. If a song comes on, like if I put shuffle and a song hit for that moment, and I'm on a 12-minute drive, I'm gonna hear that song for the whole 12 minutes
wow.
because I did that last night when I worked out, man. I played one song the whole time for an hour workout because I was just like, yeah, I don't want nothing else to bother my focus and my mood, what I'm in right now. So
Okay.
yeah. So what they would know, like, I love music, but I can also drown you out if you were if you was around me all
All
day.
right.
You were like, Chuck, give me the aux, man. We gotta change songs.
It's just like, no, I'm this one. Okay, speaking of music, what was has your playlist changed from then and now, from when you were competing to now? And then is there anything on there that might surprise us?
Has it changed? Yes,
Okay.
it has changed. I'm more into like the modern, like I'm open to like these I don't even know what genre it is. Um like I'm open to more Caucasian artists that don't sing country. If that
Really?
like yeah. Like I'm open to like I didn't realize that there's a space of I've always thought, R&B fit a geographic audience. And
Yeah.
so did soul, so did like gospel.
Yeah.
But there is some artists out there that has of the non-African American, like some Caucasian artists out there who got some really good songs. I'm like, yo, that was soulful. So that
Okay.
I've opened up to that a ton. Like one of the uh what's her name? Bishop. Hold on, man. This is gonna bother me. This is gonna bother me
The
because
competitiveness comes out. I gotta.
yeah, hold on, man. I wasn't prepared for this question. Hold on. Recent, yeah. Where is she? 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 Oh, it's this lady called LP,
Okay.
and there's another lady. called. Oh gosh, this is gonna.
As Chuck Hayes goes through his music library.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, man.
because he's so competitive, he can't let it defeat him.
I can't, man. I was.
But this is a lesson to all you leaders out there that sometimes you have to go above and beyond to get the answer.
There you go, Bishop Briggs. A,
Okay.
a chick named Bishop Briggs. She got a song called River. She got a song called Dead Man's Arms. Dead Man Arms. And man, like those type of artists, I was like, yo, this is
That's pretty
man,
nice.
you don't look like a sister, but you know, your music set got some soul to it.
He's soulful. Okay. Okay. That
Yeah.
that's I'm sure that's surprising to us. One word that describes how sports shape you.
One word. Um Resilient.
Okay.
Uh for the simple fact that I've I've had a lot of doubters. And yeah, you're not gonna you're not gonna be the one who dictates how this goes. Like if you're not a believer, I'm gonna make you a believer. So
And you
I was just resilient in middle school, high school, college, and when I got to the pros.
and even now, I mean,
Yeah.
it's still following you and dictating who you are now. Okay. One last one. Quote a mantra that you live by. Quote a mantra that you live by.
Oh man.
I'm sure there's several, but what's one?
Yeah. Okay. It's not a quote. I guess it'll be a mantra. It's my alarm clock. But the song that plays on when I set my alarm. It's a song called New Day, but the beginning of it, and look, my wife knows this, my son knows this. I played the snippet from The Bronx Tale by Robert De Niro.
Okay.
When he says he thinks he's a tough guy, he goes, "The working man's the tough guy." He goes, "Let's see if he can do that day after day. Let's see if he can be that." That snippet, that beginning of the song, is called New Day by Alicia Keys and 50 Cent. But
Okay.
they play the snippet from The Bronx Tale, and that's my alarm clock.
That's
The
it.
working man,
The working man.
the working man is a tough guy.
The working man is a
So
tough guy.
so I get up and go to work.
I love it. Chuck, man, listen, I appreciate your time, man, in the Exchange Zone podcast. Remember, we don't drop this.
We don't.
And Chuck, if you think of anybody who would, from your network, anybody who you think would be a good fit, let us know. Let us know. But we're excited. I really appreciate you taking time. You shared some great insights with us. I know our audience is going to get some information from this. And hey, man, keep doing what you're doing. We're
Oh,
proud of
brother. No, brother. I appreciate you, man. I love what you're doing. I love your focus. I love your vision on this, man. And I'm happy to be a part of it, bro. But yeah, man, this ain't gonna stop, man. You and I both, bro. This
you.
ain't
Yeah,
stopping nothing, man.
no, not at all. All right.
All right, fam.
All right.